Divas! Hope you're all fierce. Welcome to The Performer's Path, the podcast where we delve into the highs and lows of the performance industry and beyond. If it's using your creative juices for onstage, in auditions, or those in between jobs, we discuss it all with real people in the industry who've been there and got the t-shirt as a gift. By discussing audition, rejections and success, we're taking away the fear of the unknown whilst also giving vital tips for success. So let's tread the boards together in this week's episode. In Aveena Sawyer's second episode, we begin to explain all things on and off Broadway, what a vacation swing is, and how to stay fit to perform. So just for listeners, a lot of listeners will be coming from England, right? And they're going, what are you on about Off-Broadway? What are you chatting here? Well, what's the difference between on Broadway, off-Broadway?
It's funny, I was just talking about this. I don't really know. I think it has to do with the contract. Because it's right there. Like it's all right there. The theater is a block away from other Broadway shows. So
Yeah.
It's confusing. I think it has to do with the number of seats in the house. Most off-Broadway theaters are smaller houses. And then it has to do with the type of contract that they provide through the Equity League and Broadway. And there's Broadway production contracts, and then there's off-Broadway contracts. So
it's mathematical, not geographical.
Yes. Well, I think it all has to be in New York, and majority of Broadway and off-Broadway is in the Times Square, Midtown of New York, but there are some off-Broadway theaters that are downtown, so I don't know.
Which one gets you more moolah?
Oh, definitely Broadway.
Okay.
Definitely Broadway.
Definitely. Right. Okay.
Yes.
So what was after that?
After that, the pandemic hit. So I know.
The gift that kept on giving.
Yep. And it was crazy because at the time I started at Little Shop of Horrors as a vacation swing. So I was learning all of the 3 tracks in the ensemble for the 3 women of the show. And then I had a filing contract to take over for the role of Crystal in Little Shop of Horrors starting March 17th or something like that.
So your swings are different to our swing. What's a vacation swing? What do they do?
A vacation swing usually is a swing that learns the ensemble tracks for the male or women characters of the show. And then they will go home once they have learned all 3 of the tracks and get called in to perform in the show when they're needed. Whether that is covering a vacation, like somebody is taking a week of vacation, or if somebody is on a medical leave, like if they're out on an injury, they will call in a vacation swing. It's really just extra coverage that is not in the building every day.
Do you get paid for sitting at home?
Depends on the show, but no, you get paid when you are in the building. Sometimes you are needed more than other shows, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like Starlight Express, you're needed all the time.
Yes. Yeah, it depends. Like at our show, our vacation swings tend to come in pretty frequently. It's just we don't have like the space in the building at Little Shop of Horrors to hold everybody as well. Yeah. So
how big's the cast for that?
I think it's around 20, somewhere in that range, maybe a little less, 15 to 20. Yeah.
Healthy. So what happened after that then?
So the pandemic hit, and originally we were told that we were going to start back up in 2 weeks. And I was going to still take over for that contract of Crystal. Yeah. And then a year and a half went by. And then we reopened in 2021. And it was the reopened cast I was a part of as Crystal. So that was exciting. We got to relearn the show and then reopen Broadway and get to be in that. And I was in that for about 8 months or so.
Wow. When the pandemic was on and everything else was off, let's face it.
Mm-hmm.
Pandemic on, everything else switched off.
Yeah.
What did you do to keep you A, sane, and B, still fighting ready?
I mean, that was hard. Pandemic was tough. We didn't know what was going on. I was constantly checking my email, waiting to hear when things were starting up again. But I had the confidence that I was going to have a job. So that helped. because I
Yeah.
knew that once things were ready to start up again, that Little Shop was going to reopen. And they kept emailing us and letting us know that the plan is still to reopen the show. So that was helpful to
And were you
know.
paid during that time?
No, I was just making unemployment and yeah, waiting.
And you couldn't go anywhere anyways.
No, yeah, I was home. I moved back home
Oh,
and
did
was,
you?
hmm
For some people, it was really nice to have that home time, wasn't it?
it was really nice. I loved it. The forced
So
pause.
back home, what did you do to keep yourself show ready the entire time?
I did a lot of yoga challenges, walked a lot, kept myself active. And then once I knew that the show was coming back, I kicked it into gear, like getting physically back into shape.
Yeah,
I did a virtual musical during that time. That show
shut up.
Chris I did, yeah. That show Chris Kringle that I did then did a virtual production for Christmas time. And they, funny enough, they sent us backdrops and lights and costumes, and we would set up in our homes and film scenes. It was very funny. It was crazy. My whole bedroom, I would like move furniture around and had these
Stop it.
backdrops set up. It was, yeah, it
It's
was
like the scene
hilarious.
from the film of Wicked, isn't it? You know, when they popular
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was in my bedroom.
in your bedroom. You weren't singing from a light shade, were you, love?
No, 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 I don't think I
That's
can do
good.
that.
Health and safety. No,
No, not under code, not regulated.
I feel like we're laughing too much. What's going on? So, right, so COVID's done. We're done.
Yes, COVID bye.
Bye, Felicia.
And then we reopened Little Shop. It was so exciting. Yes, I left Little Shop in 2022 in March or so and was unemployed for a little bit, honestly. I just needed a break at that time. And then I randomly did a street fair musical for the brand Hermes. They had a reopening of their store and they shut the street down and put a musical together to reopen their store. So that was wild.
So, was that televised?
No, I wish they did. I
Damn.
wish they did. It was very cool. It was 4 floors of a store, and each floor had the same show going on at the same time with 4 different casts. It
Oh,
was
wow.
very interesting.
That's mega.
Yeah. Yeah, it was huge. So I did that. And then what? Oh, and then I went on a cruise ship. I worked for a Disney Cruise Line, and they have a contract called a Broadway guest artist, where they will bring on Broadway performers to sign a shorter contract on a cruise ship and fill like some of the larger roles in their shows.
Wow.
So I played Ursula as a Broadway guest
Oh, you
artist.
did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
give
very,
us a
very
belt
full
from us.
circle.
Come on now, give us a belt from Ursula.
I
Come on
can't,
now.
I can't.
Oh, I can't believe you
I
just
have,
said can't to me. Oh my God.
uh-oh,
Oh,
uh-oh.
these are my
Haley's has
boundaries.
something to say.
Aveena, this is my boundary. There's no can'ts in this.
Oh my gosh, I've heard this before.
Go girl.
I
Come
have
on
some
then.
videos. I have some videos.
No,
I
just
could
start
send
with
you.
something now. Go on.
Uh, I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. Weren't
Yeah, you
kidding
are.
when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light, and made a switch. True? Yeah.
Yes. Woo! Everyone's going wild right now when they're listening to this. I'm telling you now. And they're going, do you know what? She even gets people who don't know her to do what she wants.
It's true. You have to ask me a million times. Eventually, I'll
Right.
sing for you.
Exactly. I did have to go like, come on.
I know it takes a nudge or two.
So why do you think it takes that nudge for you? Because let's face it, you're a diva. You're amazing, right?
Sure.
Whatever you say, Al. All right.
Yes. Um, I don't know. I think something happens inside me when I'm on stage and I go into a different place. and I just love to perform. So when I'm not on stage, I just kind of am Aveena. I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like I
but
have
what
two
happens?
different.
So then what happens in auditions?
I'll turn it on. I'll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that same thing happens. Like I'll walk into an audition room, and even when I'm preparing and rehearsing things, it's not what happens in the room. So I usually just leave it up to what happens in the room or what happens on stage and kind of let that just flow.
So you
And
have like a base,
I have
and
a
then in the
base.
room, little bits of magic come onto it.
I really do think that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Adrenaline, definitely. She has something to do with it. I tend to not practice too much, which is here or there. I think there is a way where we can over rehearse
I agree.
and like it isn't natural anymore. And I feel like in an audition, especially, they kind of just want to see you be you.
Why do you think people just want to see you do you?
Because they see hundreds of the same material all day. So I think it's refreshing when you walk in and you're just a human being singing their song, but it's not so rigid and so rehearsed. And also, I think they like to play with you in the room and give you notes and see you change things up. And can you actually do it this way? So I
So if
find
it's
that.
over rehearsed, then you can't switch out then, can you? You've already
Mhm.
taken all the risks and tried everything out.
Yep. Whereas if you just go in with, what you have that day and see what happens, then you're more flexible and can see what comes out in the moment.
So there's a
Yeah.
big element of rehearsal, and then on top of that comes
It's
the spontaneous.
yes. And then you have to leave the audition and let it go.
How do you do that? What's your process for that? Because everyone's got a process. Mine used to be I'd go around the corner for a ham and cheese sandwich, a toasted ham and cheese sandwich.
Right. I know. I always definitely go get myself a treat after whatever that means that day. But I do think a lot of it again has to do with you do what you can to prepare, you do what you do in the room, and then you leave it there.
Yeah.
And then I'm back to being Avena when I leave. You know what I mean?
Who is Aveena? Tell me who Aveena is.
Oh, Avena's very chill, likes to laugh. And I don't know. I try to be pretty carefree, try to be very loose and not hold on to things.
What taught you to do that, do you think? What taught you to be like that?
Probably repetition of just constantly doing this. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been 10 years now where I've been professionally working. So you can't hold on to everything. It isn't healthy for you as a person. So I just think with repetition of auditioning and going in for different things and hearing no all the time, you grow this armor of like, I go in, I do my thing, and then I have to move on. And what's meant for
Not
me is
for me then.
meant for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or not for me, not for me. Meant for me, meant for me. Yeah,
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
perfect. All right, that's it for another episode. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And wherever you are on your performer's path, stay safe and sane, and let your creative light shine bright on whatever you do.